Alright friends, let's draw some dancers. We're going to start with our paper going vertical, that means nice and tall. And we're going to draw maybe 3 to 4 different people throughout our picture that are moving in different ways. That look like they're maybe dancing, some people that are closer up here, and then some people that are farther away back here. I am going to start in the middle of my paper, and I'm going to draw some medium figures in the middle. And I'm going to start with the head. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go ahead and draw an oval for the head. Then we want to draw a little rectangle coming down from the head for the neck. And then we're going to break the torso up into 2 parts. So we're going to draw, let's try that again. We're going to draw almost like an upside down triangle, but make sure it's kind of curved at the ends. These are the shoulders, and this is the waist. And then from there, we're going to connect another kind of like an upside down triangle for the hips. And then again, that's the waist. Let's add some legs. I'm going to make this dancer look like they are kind of twirling around in a circle. So I'm going to start with the thigh, oval, the calf, oval, the foot, small oval. Actually, I'm going to try that again. That wasn't quite the right angle that I wanted. Thigh, calf, foot going down. There we go. And then the other one, the thigh, the calf, and the foot is going to go out like that. I'm not sure I quite made this leg long enough. The other one looks too long compared to this one. So I'm actually going to try that again. This is part of proportion, making sure you get things right. So I think I'm going to start actually with the calf this time, because I want this to be about the same size as that calf. And then the foot going down. And then I'll connect the thigh up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's add the arms. They're going to be going up. So 2 ovals for the upper arms going up. Then angle the lower arms, and then the hands are going to be going up like this, almost like they're doing like a ballerina move, twirling in a circle. We can kind of clean this up a bit and connect things by erasing to make sure things are all connected together if we want. So it looks like one form of a human instead of many different forms. And you can even take your pencil and you can kind of curve things out a bit if it didn't quite give you the right curves that you wanted. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to color it in later. So that's my first dancer, looks good. Let's add another one. I'm going to add another medium one over here to the left side. So I'm going to start with the oval head, kind of at a little bit of an angle. Then the neck coming down. Actually, this looks like it's going to go off my paper too much. I'm going to maybe start this figure a little bit over so it doesn't go completely off my paper. Okay, the upper torso, the lower torso. Let's try to add the arms. I'm going to make that one a little bit longer. And the hands. The hands are just like the feet, little ovals. And then let's add the legs. I'm going to add the upper leg here, lower leg here, and the foot. And then the upper leg over here, and then the lower leg. Looks like it's going to go off my paper, so I'm actually not going to see the foot on this one, and that's okay. Things can go off your paper. That helps us to show movement even more when things go off your paper. I'm going to clean this up a bit. I'm going to do some erasing to make this look like one big form all together. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit some of the curves here. Don't quite like how long that head got. There we go, that looks a little bit more in proportion. And I think I want this leg to be a little bit longer. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to draw a small figure in the back here, doing another kind of like ballerina move. So I'm actually going to plan this out because I don't want to run into my figures here or the other one here. So I'm going to plan this out by doing some sketchy marks, and I'm actually just going to see where I want the body to go and see how big it needs to be, and I'm just kind of using lines to do that. We call these gesture lines. So I want the arms to come up this way, and then this way, and then the leg to go back that way, and then come down this way. Alright, I think I've got enough room. That looks pretty good. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different color, and I'm going to just outline this, and then I'll delete or erase the black color later. Okay, so I've got the neck and upper torso. Oops, try that again. Lower torso, upper leg, lower leg, and the foot pointing down. And then I've got upper leg, lower leg, foot going out. Then my arms are going to come out this way. There we go, that looks pretty good. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase the dark areas that I didn't want, so I just have the body parts. That looks good. And I think I'm going to just do a little bit of erasing to make this look like one form all together, one person. I want this arm to look like it's in front. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to stop. Actually, maybe I'll put one big one right here going off of the paper. Like, almost like you can only see part of their body because they're in the foreground here. So I'll just do the head and the neck and the start of the torso. And maybe the start of the arms. The other arm over here. And since this is in front, I'm going to erase part of that other ballerina to make her look like she's behind. Alright, that looks good. I can't see the feet of that person, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to add color to these now, and we're going to use color value. So we want to make each of our figures look like they have some shadows and highlights on them. So I'm going to start with this figure right here that we did first. I'm going to use red. You can use some abstract colors, like bright colors like red. And I'm just going to color my figure in all the way with my red, kind of lightly. You can use oil pastels, crayons for this. Even color pencils will be fine too. And then I am going to color a little bit harder to add a shadow around the figure. You could also use your black coloring supply to add an even darker shadow. And I'm just looking at each of the forms here, and I'm adding a little shadow around each of them. So if you think about it, they're just like little ovals. And then when we add the shadow, they turn into little spheres. And watch what happens when I add my black. I can even add like a really dark shadow to make this look even more realistic. That looks great. I think I'm done with this one. And I'm going to try the next one. Let's try orange this time. I'm going to add orange to this one. And I'm just going to color in lightly. My whole figure, and then I can color a little bit harder to add that shadow around each of the forms. That looks pretty good. I can add a little bit of a darker orange or a black if I wanted to add an even more dramatic shadow. And I'm looking at each of my forms. Each of the legs is 1 form, 2 form, 3. Each of the arms is 1, 2, 3 forms. The torso is 2 forms. The neck and the head are all their own form, and they all have their own shadow. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to finish my last 2 figures, and then I'm going to add a background color with some lines. So here's how I ended up with my figures. So I finished coloring them all, and then I used some lines going around each figure to show the movement of them. This one is more of a circular line. These are kind of big swipes up to show that their arms and legs are moving. I really like this one, the way that the leg goes up and the arms go up. So use your oil pastels to show some lines that'll help show movement in this picture, and then if you'd like, you can add a background. Alright guys, I hope you had fun today. See you next time.